Performing the song Dorian from her latest record, Aventine. That was Agnes Obel. Agnes, I'm going to call you over. Okay, she's heading over here to the table, the Q table, and I'll mention that she was on piano and lead vocals. Also, Mika Posen on violin and backing vocals, and Ann Mueller on cello and backing vocals. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you know how beautiful your music sounds? Do you like to listen to it? Do you put it on in the car when you're on your way to gigs?
No.
It's just stunning. And you've said elsewhere that sounds interest you and that you were kind of tired of singing after your first album, Philharmonic. What is it about the instrumentation that pulls you back for this album?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm very much sort of driven by sound and sounds in general. Also when I write lyrics, maybe because English is not my first language. Mm-hmm. So I also really listen to it musically. Yeah, I like that somehow.
When you compose, then, do you think of your voice as an instrument? In other words, is it tonal for you?
Yeah, I use a lot of time on trying to sort of make the voice and the instrument sort of work together, and not so much just about this voice on top of an instrumentation. So
then, I guess my question would be about the lyrics. So, for example, in Dorian, the one you just played, there, you do have wordplay. There's a play on carrion and carry on going on. How important are the words for you when you're working out your lyrics? What messages are you trying to put in as well?
Well, I think I've been working a lot with memory and trying to sort of reconstruct memories I had of something. I did that on the previous album. Mm-hmm. And on this album and this song, I've tried to sort of sustain a certain state of mind that I was experiencing at that time, and then trying to sort of invoke that with the music, but also the lyrics.
What was that time for you then?
And it was a difficult time, actually. Yeah.
Which might explain the wordplay in that one as well. Well, in fact, this might be the song you were talking about in particular then, because I read somewhere that, obviously classical music is a big inspiration for you, but you had said somewhere that Roy Orbison was an inspiration for this album, which might seem a bit odd for people to hear that on the top. What did you mean by that?
I think I wanted to see if I could write love songs. And trying to do this similar thing as Roy Orbison, and sort of, lingering on certain moods and hopefully, because what I think he's so good at, Roy Orbison, is making these beautiful, perfect pop songs, 50, 60 pop songs. But then there's this edge of something surreal in it as well, and I love that. I don't know why his music has that and other music from this time doesn't, but maybe it's because it's so much his own. I don't know how you say that in English. It's idiosyncratic.
Yeah, definitely. So would this be a song where you're doing that? It's bittersweet, obviously, a song like this. And the mood of this, much of this album, actually, I think the mood is quite bittersweet in this one. Was that conscious?
I think it's... Actually, I wanted to make an upbeat album.
Okay. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. I see there are upbeat songs and stuff. But don't you find that? But it's melancholy. Part of that has to do with the low strings and the low basses, and even where your voice is and where you're playing in the piano range is a little bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah. It just ended up like that, basically.
So this is your happy side. Are you guys worried? Okay, good. No, it's beautiful music, though. We talked a little bit in the last, about half an hour ago, chatting about the success that you have seen in Europe in particular with the first album and with this album as well. What are you hoping, coming to a place where, as you said, English isn't your first language, but it's an English language album. What are you hoping North Americans experience when they hear this or come see you in concert?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I hope, that somehow we are able to, get the stories of the songs out, and that's sort of the main thing I think of when we play and perform the songs. And then I guess it's extra special to play in Canada because I play with Mika, who's Canadian.
From Timber Timbre, right? Yes. Do you want to wear my hockey jersey after? We were watching the curling earlier too, the men winning a gold medal. So just so you know that there is that stuff. And is it special? I mean, these guys back you up on the albums as well,
Yeah,
right?
they do. Yeah.
So have you been to Canada before?
Yeah, I have.
Ah.
2 years ago, I opened for Timber Tamper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So now you're flipping things around a little bit.
Well, I borrowed Mika, basically.
You stole her. You came here and you raided the violinist from a Canadian band.
Pretty much.
This is going to cause a big... We thought Denmark and Canada were fighting over Greenland and the Northwest Passage. It's really over our violinists.
It's actually Mika Posen.
Thank you very much for coming in and performing for us today. It is an absolutely fantastic album, and these guys are a huge part of it.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. That is Agnes Obel. She has been here today performing as our Friday live guest. Her latest record, Aventine, is out now from Pious Records, distributed by Sony in Canada. She performs at the Great Hall in Toronto tonight, Burnstown, Ontario tomorrow. She's in Wakefield, Quebec on Sunday with dates in Montreal and Quebec City next week. For more information, you can visit agnesobel.com. So that's AGNESOBEL.com. And she has been with me live here, a total treat in Studio Q. Man, I love filling in on this show. Have an absolute blast every time. And it's time to thank all the people who put this show together. Mika Anderson, Brian Colton, Fabiola Carletti, Alandra Baz, Richard Goddard, Daniel Guillemette, Carolyn Hugh, Rachel Matlow, Debbie Pacheco, Lisa Rundle, Matt Tunnicliffe, Carolyn Wu, and a special thanks to the crew in Sochi, who did an amazing job. Julie Kreisler, Mitch Pollack, Corey Schaefer, and Cecil Fernandez. The producer of QTV is Steve Johnson. The director of Q is usually Sean Foley, although he's got a bit of a back problem today. Sean, we're praying for you, buddy. Our senior producer is Lisa Godfrey, and our executive producer is Arif Narani, and that is full-time for Q today. Monday on the program, Gian is back with a post-Sochi sports panel. Also, MacArthur Genius Grant recipient Ron Diebert. You can check out all of the Olympic coverage that he's done on our website, cbc.ca/Q. You can email us at q@cbc.ca. Follow us on Twitter at CBC Radio Q. I'm at Kevin Arts, Kevin Sylvester, doing a Russian bear cudel right after the show.